Hello dear students, myself Miss Vaishali Dekate. Welcome to my channel. I am teaching you subject Maths 2 in standard 9th. In this video, we will continue with our chapter number 2, Parallel Lines. We will solve questions from problem set 2. This is part 1 in which we solve question number 1 to 4. But before that, subscribe my channel by pressing subscribe at right side. Press the bell icon also to get my recent videos. Problem set 2, question number 1 is select the correct alternative and fill in the blanks in the following statement. See children, we all know in all problem sets of all chapters, question number 1 is a multiple choice question. We have given 4 options and we have to select one correct option from given 4 options. So you all cannot by heart all the options, or you cannot by heart all the answers of all the chapters. So it is the question of understanding. You will have to understand the question and then by solving find out the correct option. Okay, so if you by heart, it may create confusion later on. So please see that you should understand the question properly and then solve the questions to get the correct answer. Okay, so let us see here. Question number 1 is, if a transversal intersect two parallel lines, then the sum of interior angles on the same side of the transversal is. This is the property. So property you all can memorize. Okay, properties you all will have to memorize. So this is the property of interior angles of two parallel lines and their transversal. Interior angles which are on the same side. We all know when interior angles are on the same side of the transversal, then what will be their sum? Let me show you. If I draw two parallel lines, line L, line M, these are two parallel lines. I will be drawing a transversal line N. Then this angle X and angle Y will be on the same side of transversal and they will be in the interior of these two lines. So they are known as interior angles on the same side, and interior angles on the same side are supplementary. What do we mean by supplementary? Their total is 180 degree. So supplementary means their total is 180 degree, and that's why the correct answer is answer number C. Option number C is 180 degree. Now let us see the second one. The number of angles formed by a transversal of two lines is. How many angles are formed due to two lines and their transversal? So here we can see how many angles are formed. I have explained all these things to you all in the video of practice set 2.1. So watch that video very carefully. You will get the answers immediately. So when two lines are intersected by a transversal, we get 8 angles. If you see here, this is one angle, then this is the second angle, then in the interior only there are 2 angles, correct? In the interior there are two angles, one angle in the exterior upward direction, other angle in the exterior downward direction. 2 angles in the exterior, 2 angles in the interior on the right hand side, 2 angles in the exterior and 2 angles in the interior on the left hand side. So in this way 4 angles we get. So 4 plus 4, total we get 8 angles when two lines are intersected by a transversal. We get 8 angles. So correct option is option C. Now let us see third one. A transversal intersect two parallel lines. If the measure of one of the angles is 40, then measure of its corresponding angle. We all know what do we mean by corresponding angles and what is the property of corresponding angles. Property of corresponding angles is corresponding angles are congruent with each other, correct? What is the property? Corresponding angles are congruent with each other. So when two corresponding angles are there, for example I will be drawing these two lines, parallel lines, and it is intersected by a transversal. M and N are parallel line and it is intersected by line L. L is the transversal. So here angle which is having one arm in the upward direction, other arm on the right hand side, which is on the line M, and maybe it is X, and then here it is Y we are taking, which is having one arm in the upward direction, other arm in the right hand side. So X and Y are corresponding angles. They are always congruent. So if X is 75 degree, Y will also be 75 degree. Similarly, if I take here angle A and angle B, they are both in the downward direction on the right hand side. They are also corresponding angles, and that's why they will be congruent. So here also on the left hand side also same thing we can say that these two angles, maybe this is angle Z and this is angle W. So Z and W will be congruent. If this is angle C and this is angle D, then C and D will be congruent. So corresponding angles are congruent. Now here one of the angles measure is given 40 degrees, so its corresponding angle will also be 40 degrees. So correct option is 40 degree angle, option number A. Now fourth sum is in triangle ABC, angle A is 76 degree, angle B is 48 degree and angle C we will have to find out. See children, this is actually the question from this next chapter, but we all know the property of the angles of the triangle. So any three angles are there in any triangle, there are always three angles. For example, in triangle ABC we will have angle A, angle B and angle C. What is the property of triangle related to angle? Property is sum of all angles of triangle is 180 degree. Okay, 180 degree. Sum of all these three angles of triangle is 180 degree. That means what? Angle A plus angle B plus angle C will be equal to 180 degree. So here two angles measurement are given. A is 76 degree and B is 48 degree. So in place of A we can write 76 degree and in place of B we can write 48 degree. C we will have to find out is equal to 180 degree. We write as it is 76 plus 48. This addition we can do on the left hand side. So let us do this addition. 6 plus 8 will be 14. 4 written, 1 carrying. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 plus 1 is 12. 124 plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Now this angle C as it is I am writing equal to 180 degree. As it is I am writing only 124. I am transferring from left hand side to right hand side. It will become minus 124. So angle C will be equal to 56. 180 minus 24 will be 56. So in this way we can find out the measure of angle in triangle. When measure of two angles are given, third angle we can find out. So answer is 56. That means let us see here, it is B option is there. So 56 degree is the correct option. Now next fifth one is two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. If measure of one of the alternate angle is 75 degree, then measure of other angle, that means its alternate angle. Again we all know in two parallel lines and their transversal is there. Two parallel lines and their transversal is there. Line L, line M, line N. We get the alternate angles inside. This is one angle, so its alternate angle will be in the opposite direction, and alternate angles are always congruent. Alternate angles are formed in the shape of Z. This is one, so this will be the other, and opposite Z also you can take. So this is one, so this is other. In this way this will be in the shape of Z, always in the shape of Z. So alternate angles are congruent. If one alternate angle is having measurement 75 degree, the other one, that means its alternate angle, its pair will be also of 75 degree. So correct option is option C, 75 degree. So in this way, by understanding, you will have to choose the correct option from given four options. Now let us see this question number 2. Ray PQ, ray PR are perpendicular to each other. points B and A are in the interior and exterior of the angle QPR respectively. Ray PB, ray PA are perpendicular to each other. We have to draw, that means construction is there. So first let us draw and then find out the answers of these questions. So as you all can see, I have written the question as it is on my page. Let us start drawing. As rays are there, so ray doesn't have any measurement. You can take the measurement of on your own, okay? Because ray PQ and ray PR we will have to draw perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular means what? There should be the angle of 90 degree between these two rays. So you can draw any two rays. Here I am drawing these two rays. So this is my ray PR, okay, and PR and PQ, they are perpendicular. So other ray PQ I will have to draw perpendicular in this way. Perpendicular means what? Here 90 degree angle is formed and this will be my ray PR. So in this, sorry, this is PR, so this can be PQ. So in this way we have drawn two perpendicular rays. Now what is next? Points B and A are in the interior and exterior of angle QPR. This angle QPR we have got, which is of 90 degree. We have to take points B and A which are in the interior and exterior. That means point B is in the interior and point A is in the exterior. Interior means inside the angle and exterior means outside the angle. So let us take point B in the interior, here somewhere. Point B in the interior and point A in the exterior means outside. Somewhere here I will be taking point A, okay. And what we will have to draw? Ray PB and ray PA. We have to draw ray PB in this way. Draw carefully. So this is my ray PB. I will have to put arrow here, and then ray PA. From P to A we will have to draw ray PA. In this way we have drawn all the rays. Now what is next? Ray PA and ray PB are perpendicular to each other. That means PB and PA are also perpendicular. That means here also 90 degree angle is formed. That means angle BPA is also of 90 degree and angle QPR is also of 90 degree. So in this way we have done our construction. We have done with our construction. Then what we will have to write? We have to write a pair of complementary angles first. So let us first write here. One by one we will be writing all the pairs. So we will have to write a pair of complementary angle. For this you all should know the meaning of complementary angle. We have done it in our previous standard also. Meaning of complementary angle is their sum should be 90 degree. The angles, two angles, any two angles whose sum, whose total should be 90 degree. So we all can see here this angle QPR is of 90 degree and this angle QPR is made up of two angles, angle QPB and BPR, correct? So when we add these two angles, angle QPB and angle BPR, we will get 90 degree angle. So this bigger angle, angle QPR, is made up of angle QPB and BPR. Because QPB is 90 degree, QPR is 90 degree, so QPB plus BPR will also be 90 degree. So this will be our one pair. There is one more pair. Only one pair we will have to write. I will be showing you second pair also. So first pair is I will be writing A here. So it will be first pair, angle QPB, this angle QPB, and second angle will be angle BPR. Okay, these two angles make one angle QPR, which is of 90 degree. So angle QPB and angle BPR, this is the one pair of complementary angle. Can you see the second pair? Because we have given that this BP and PB and PA are perpendicular to each other, and that's why this angle BPA is also 90 degree. Here we have shown 90 degree symbol. So BPA will be 90 degree. Now BPA is also made up of these two smaller angles. Which two smaller angles we can see? Angle BPR and angle RPA. So when we add angle BPR and angle RPA, we will get 90 degree angle. So let us write these two angle. One more pair, angle BPR and angle RPA. So in this way we have got two pairs of complementary angles. Only one pair is asked, but we can write two pairs also. Now second one is a pair of supplementary angles. Okay, now as complementary angle means whose sum is 90 degree. Two angles whose sum is 90 degree. So supplementary angle means the two angles whose sum is 180 degree. Okay, so when we see this one angle QPR, it is of 90 degree, and angle BPA is also of 90 degree. So 90 degree plus 90 degree will be 180 degree. So the pair of supplementary angle will be angle QPR and angle BPA. There is only one pair, angle QPR, which is of 90 degree, and angle BPA, this is also of 90 degree. QPR, BPA both are 90 degree. 90 plus 90 will be 180 degree. And then we will have to write a pair of congruent angles. Which will be the pair of congruent angles again? Congruent means we all know they should have the same measurement. So angle QPR is also of 90 degree and angle BPA is also of 90 degree. 90 90, they will become congruent. Okay, so one pair only we can see here, angle QPR and angle BPA. You can write APB also. So one and the same thing. In this way we have got one pair of congruent angle, two pairs of complementary angles, one pair of supplementary angles, and one pair of congruent angles. Now let us go on this third question. Prove that if a line is perpendicular to one of the two parallel lines, then it is perpendicular to the other line also. We have to prove, that means we will have to write given to prove. Diagram is not given, so we will have to draw the diagram also. So let us see. Two parallel lines are given, so we will have to draw two parallel lines first. Okay, I will be drawing these two parallel lines, and perpendicular line to first parallel line. Perpendicular means 90 degree angle is formed. So I will be extending this line downward direction also. This may be line AB. This may be line CD. This may be line PQ. I will be writing PQ points here. Okay, one point here also, O and E I can write here. This line is perpendicular to line AB. So OP is perpendicular on line AB. Now let us write given. So given is what is given to us? Line AB, two parallel lines are given. That means line AB is parallel to line CD. This is given to us. And a line is perpendicular to one of the parallel lines. So this OE line, line OE, full line, is perpendicular. Perpendicular sign is this opposite inverted T. Okay. So this is the symbol for perpendicular. So this line OE is perpendicular to line AB. Okay. That means what? Here we are getting angle OPB is 90 degree. That is angle OPB is equal to 90 degree we are getting here. This line OE intersect line AB at point P and line CD at point Q. That also we will be writing. Line OE intersect line AB at point P and line CD at point Q. Okay, so this is given to us. OE intersect line AB at point P and OE intersect line CD at point Q. Now let us write what is to prove. To prove is this line is perpendicular to line AB. This is given. What we have to prove? OE is perpendicular on CD also. That is we will have to prove. So line OE is perpendicular on line CD. This is to prove. That means what we have to prove? That means we have to prove that this angle PQD is also of 90 degree. Angle PQD is also of 90 degree. If you prove this angle PQD is 90 degree, this means what? Line OE is perpendicular on line CD. So let us start our proof. In proof, if you want, you can make two parts. One part is for statements, other part is for reason. In this way you can make two parts and you can write the proof. Okay. Now let us start our proof. This is given to us. Line AB, line CD are parallel to each other. Line AB is parallel to line CD. Now this line OE intersect line AB in point P and line CD in point Q. That means OE is transversal of these two lines. A line which intersect two parallel lines into two distinct points is known as transversal. We all know. So line OE will become the transversal. So I will be writing line OE is transversal. Okay, so this is given actually, or this we can write given. The reason is given. Now let us see, due to two parallel lines and it's transversal, we get 8 types of angles and different pairs of angle. So if you observe this angle OPB, its corresponding angle will be angle PQD, correct? So OPB and PQD, these two are corresponding angles and corresponding angles are congruent with each other. We all know that. So here we can write angle OPB is equal to angle PQD, correct? These two angles, angle OPB and angle PQD. PQD. What reason we can write here? Corresponding angles. But angle OPB is equal to 90 degree. This is given to us. Angle OPB is equal to 90 degree. Why it is 90 degree? Because line OE is perpendicular on line AB. Reason is line OB is perpendicular on, sorry, it's not OB, it is OE. Line OE is perpendicular on line AB. And OPB is 90 degree. That means what? PQD will also be 90 degree. Here I can write statement number 1. Here I can write statement number 2. From 1 and 2 what we can write? Therefore angle PQD is also equal to 90 degree. This we have written from 1 and 2. So as angle PQD is 90 degree, this angle PQD is also 90 degree. This means what? This line OE is perpendicular on line CD also. Therefore line OE is perpendicular on line CD. Hence we have got the proof. Hence proved. In this way we will have to write this small proof. Now next question is question number 4. Measure of sum of the angles are given. Using the measures, find the measure of angle X and Y, and we will have to show that line L is parallel to line M. These two lines are parallel. This we will have to show. So let us start our solution. In solution, how to start the solution? This is given to us. This can be seen here. This is line. Name of line is not given here, so I will be writing line N here. Line N. Line N is the transversal of line L and M, that we can see. Though it is not given, though it is, we have to show that line L and line M are parallel to each other. That will be our last step. This will be our last step. This is not given to us, but it can be seen that line N is the transversal of these two lines, so that we can write here line N is transversal of line L and line M. So what do we mean by transversal? Transversal line is the line which intersect these two lines into two different points. So this line N is intersecting, this line N is intersecting line L also and line M also. So due to intersecting line N and line L, we are getting vertically opposite angles. And I have told you vertically opposite angles are always in the shape of X. So these two are vertically opposite angles, 130 and X. So if this angle is 130, X will also be 130. Measure of X will also be 130. So that we are going to write X is the vertically opposite angle of this 130, or directly you can write angle X is equal to 130 degree. Reason we can write in the bracket. This is first statement or first equation which we have got, and reason we can write why X is equal to 130 degree. What is the reason? Reason is they are vertically opposite angles. Similarly, when you observe angle Y and angle 50, they are also vertically opposite angles. Line M and line L. When they intersect each other, again we are getting, this is line N, this is line M, line N and line M. And here 50 degree angle is there, here Y angle is there. They are again vertically opposite angles. They are in the shape of X. So again Y and X are all, Y and 50 are also vertically opposite angles. That's why angle Y will be equal to 50 degree. This is our equation number 2. The reason is again they are vertically opposite angles. Now let us add this angle X plus 50. Okay. Now I will be writing now. Angle x plus 50 will be equal to, angle x we have got 130 plus 50. So 130 plus 50 we are getting 180 degree, correct? So x plus 50 we are getting 180 degree. What type of angles are these? X and 50. X and 50 forms the pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal line N. So when the pair of interior angles which are on the same side of the transversal is supplementary, supplementary means their total is 180 degree. So when the interior angles are supplementary, what does it mean? It means that the lines due to which these two angles are formed are parallel lines. So here we will be writing, but angle x and 50 degree angles form pair of interior angles on the same side of transversal line L, and this pair of interior angles is supplementary, and therefore line L is parallel to line M. From 3, pair of supplementary angles is, pair of interior angles is supplementary, and that's why line L is parallel to line M. So children, in this video we have solved 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. Remaining 4 questions we will solve in part 2 of this problem set 2. That is second video continuation of this problem set 2.